Hey guys, Anthony here. I want to talk about my week, how it's been. I did another round of chelation, my first round in about 5-6 months. So I just want to update everybody on that. It'll be a quick video, as quick as I can. Basically just to go over how I've been feeling and next steps. Okay, so it's been around 3 weeks since I started working with my new doctor. I'm on a bunch of supplements. My desk looks like Boots. If you don't know what Boots is, it's the chemist in England. I've done my first round of chelation in 6 months and it went really well. I felt the best I've felt in so long. Every time I do a round of chelation, I know that there's stuff moving in me, for good or bad, and I just want to get it out. I bump into these stories now and then of people who say that chelation hurt them, and like, I don't know what it is. I think people just don't realise what mercury is. I'm not sure. I'm well aware of people becoming worse through chelation, and I would find it odd if they didn't. But you have to understand that you're moving one of the most potent neurotoxins on the planet through your system. It's the chemical which is keeping you sick like this. If you ingested all the mercury that is in your body right now in one dose, you'd easily die. So you have to understand that you're moving that out of the cells to get yourself better, and you are going to dump it through your body. It's going to affect how you feel. It's going to make you feel like shit. And if it didn't, then, well, you'd be an alien. But, you know, I look at stories and I listen to people who say, don't do that, don't do chelation, it made me so much worse. Well, what is worse? You know, I've already been as bad as I can get. I've already sat there, contemplated suicide, and gone through all those dark things that we do when we feel that sick. So this is what I have to do. I have to chelate. There is no other option. I have to get this mercury burden out of my body. There's no other option but to get well. That is truly my stance on it. If I literally end up in a wheelchair, I will still urge whoever is taking care of me to keep me chelating. Even if I'm on death's door and I'm on a drip and I can't speak. Because what else is there? I want to get my life back. I don't just want to exist in this room that I work from and I live here, but I don't want to live here. I want to get back to my travelling and I want to live. I want to truly taste life again. So I've got to do these things. If you look at people who fast and do all these other detox treatments, they all have these healing crisis moments, and that's because you're removing things from the body that your body's got used to, and mercury is like the worst one. So either you can let your body remove mercury on its own. Bear in mind the half-life of mercury is 30 plus years, so if you're willing to wait 30 years to get better, then do it, you know. But if you want to get well quickly, then bite the bullet and do it, and support your body as best as you can. I see stories of people who have failed chelation or stopped chelation because they got to a bad point in it. But when I then ask them, well, what supplements were you taking? They said, well, I wasn't really taking any, or I wasn't supporting my liver enough, or doing this. You have to do your homework. You must do your homework. The only person responsible for your health is you. Nobody else. Nobody really can tell you how you feel. Only you can. So you have to be the person who decides. And it's fine having support from other people who have more knowledge. It takes a lot of effort to learn knowledge. It takes time, and sometimes we don't feel we've got the time. You know, each day that goes by is another day we lose. We don't want to be, we want quick results. But you have to keep investing that time into yourself to get yourself well. So it's a bit of a rant in this video, but I just think it's really important that people understand. And I urge you to keep going. If the chelation you're doing is too heavy right now, take it back. Just lighten it as much as you can to reduce those symptoms. And that's what I do with the Andy Cutler protocol. And I understand that people prefer other methods of chelation. Up to you. I don't advocate that at all. There's no science behind it to prove that it's safe. Chelation is truly based on a very simple concept, and that is by taking ALA or DMPS or DMSA on the half-life, so you get a constant stream of it in your bloodstream over around 72 hours to remove it. If you're just taking Corella, etc., willy-nilly, right, all you're going to do is pick up that mercury and dump it, because you're not taking it on a half-life. And by doing Andy Cutler, we know exactly what the doses are, and I can control it. I can get my capsule machine out, and if I want, I can make 0.5 tablets of ALA. I can control it that much. And if I'm taking Corella, I don't know how much of a chelator is in each tablet. Nobody does. There hasn't been any evidence on that. So it's the most scientific form of chelation that I can find. That's actually reputable and has studies that I can go and look at. If somebody else has a better method with the facts to back it up with, then I'll listen. But I can't find any yet, and I would rather trust an expert on chelation who's dedicated his life to it than somebody else who just comes along and says, oh, I did chelation and it made me feel ill, or it made me feel worse. Well, maybe you just haven't been as bad as I've been or other people who have got well. And I think you need to just go easier on your body and be more patient with it. I take 1 milligram of ALA. I know people who started on 15 milligrams or 50 milligrams and then say it wasn't working for them. I'm on 1 milligram of ALA and I have results when I'm on round. To me, that tells me that I'm moving stuff around. And I know I am, because I've got a family of amalgams. My mother had amalgams, and her mother had amalgams, and who knows how many of them had it. I then had 6 amalgams by the time I was, I think, 14 years old. And then I had removals and replacements, etc. So, I know for me that it's my biggest issue. And if I don't remove all that, then I'm never going to get well. So, yeah, a huge tangent there, but it's something that I feel I had to get off my chest and out there for anyone who may be interested in chelation, or perhaps has been scared by it. Just go easy on yourself, okay? Maybe there's other bits that you're missing, like your liver. You must support your liver. It's so crucial. ALA picks the mercury up and removes it mainly in your bile. A little bit through the kidneys, but mostly through your bile. If the bile isn't leaving your body through your liver properly, then you're going to get sick. If your liver isn't working properly, it's not going to work as well to get it out. If you're not producing enough bile, it's not going to get it out as much. So it's going to kind of concentrate in your liver. I think that's why people need more liver support. Milk thistle, taurine and glycine and glutamine and the precursors to glutathione. Don't take glutathione by itself, because it will pull it out of the cells and dump it into your liver and really fuck you up. Go gentle as much as you can. So yeah, that's a little bit of advice to go on. I want to encourage people to keep going. If you're not sure about chelation, learn more about it. Honestly, get answers that have evidence behind them, and then move forward. I'm looking into fasting. It's been a while since I've really looked at any fasting, but looking at autophagy over the past couple of years, basically since I got sick, the studies are becoming more renowned. And I am suddenly interested in it a lot more than I used to be. I used to think fasting was quite dangerous because in my past I was anorexic. I was hospitalised at 19 for that, and it's the worst I've ever felt in my life. I was on a ward with 10 girls with eating disorders, and I saw the damage that not eating does to your body. But we were in starvation. We weren't fasting. Fasting is when you truly fast for set amounts of time. There is a huge difference. And I've looked at a lot of evidence now, and I'm pretty sold that I may try doing some fasting. I will probably start with intermittent fasting, because I think that's a safer model to go with. Plus, it will ease me into it, and I'll be able to see how I feel. Because my only concern, truly, is that I'm underweight right now, and it's very difficult for me to put weight on. But that's because my body isn't digesting the food properly, and all these troubles kind of come from my gut. I'm pretty sure I have SIBO. I know I have yeast in my stools from tests that I've done. I have fungal issues all over my skin. The only way I get rid of those is with propolis. And they actually came on 6 months before I collapsed. So I feel like I've got this yeast thing going on. And I've done antimicrobials, but they never really give me long-lasting results. I usually feel better when I'm doing like a parasite cleanse or something, but I'm not sure if that's just because wormwood kills yeast as well. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing that, but this week I'm pretty good. I'm going to go from 1 milligram ALA to 2 milligrams on my next round. I may stay at 1 milligram just for another round to see how I feel, but that's where I'm at. I hope that you're all having the best week that you possibly can. Any questions, obviously put them in the comments below. Please subscribe if you're interested in learning or following my journey as I go on. I am going to recover, so I guarantee it. I have no other. There's no option on the table for me apart from recovery. I'm too far into this now. It's been over 2 years, and I feel grateful every day that I'm able to sit at my desk and work. I've gone from bedridden, being washed by my mother because I was too weak to lift a sponge, to being in my own place that I work for. And yes, I barely leave the house, but I'm so grateful that I am where I am right now. I'm not depressed anymore. I have my days where I get a bit fed up, but I have a bit of a cry and I get on with it. I have to, right? Because I'm looking forward to my future so much, and I still make plans about places I want to visit and places I want to go, and I'm still relentless. And you have to stay in that mindset because it's dark when you're going through this. It gets dark, and you need to stay focused on you will get better. Anyone who tells you that you won't or you might not, please tell them to fuck off. Please. You're gonna get better. So if you want to get better, stay with people like me. Stay with people like yourself who are focused on getting the good results, the ones who will recover. And keep trying. Please keep trying. Right, that's enough from me. I will see you all very soon. I'm going to try and get 1 video out a week at least, so we can get a good 50 videos out a year. And yeah, happy healing.